Agility in everyday life. The team. It's amazing how thousands of starlings fly together in perfect synchrony. Even today, we don't understand exactly how they do this. But researchers have already observed that a single bird is focusing on 7 others flying nearby at the same time. We humans do not necessarily work in such a coordinated fashion right away when we get into a group. When we get together with a few other people to discuss a new task, and we don't even know each other, we need to get the right conditions, the right support to start becoming a team. So how does all this happen? Our tasks form a challenge that we would not be able to solve on our own. So first, we start by getting acquainted with the strengths and blind spots of the others, usually very politely, careful not to cross each other's line. It is often also the time of hooray optimism. After a few days or weeks, hard debates and conflicts are not uncommon. That's a good sign. And the team begins to operate as a separate entity. Breaking points form, disagreements develop, we start playing matches with each other. From the conflicts, from the well-discussed difficult situations, and from the feedback, agreements are made, and internal norms are formed on how to solve the next similar situation. Finally, if the conditions are appropriate, after a few months, our group will become an effective team. Signs implying this development are that we are already taking responsibilities on our own, we know who is doing what, we can resolve our conflicts, and we dare to ask for outside help if needed. When a group becomes a team, we experience a new quality of collaboration. We move and develop together. This was the case with the organization of the first unicellular organisms into cell groups, the perfectly synchronized flight of starlings, and our own human teams. But let's see what makes a difference between a group and a team. The group is usually led by a leader. He or she is the one who can answer the questions. He or she is in charge. In a team, the leadership is much stronger, tighter. However, for a period of time, in a given matter, a certain person takes the lead and lets someone else take over, one who can manage the next task with more enthusiasm or knowledge. The leadership role is often distributed within the team. A group is driven by individual performance, individual goals. A team has a common goal, and this goal is equally important for all members. While the group often argues when communicating, there is much more dialogue within the team. When we want to increase the performance of a group, the easiest way is to invite more participants, as the participants work relatively independently of each other. In case of a team, however, this is not a solution. Personal change restarts the cycle of becoming a team, the formation of new connections. Like all living beings, teams develop their own characteristics and specific way of working. They develop independent rhythms, habits, humor, mood, and identity. There are also anomalies, such as the phenomenon called groupthink, when a team breaks away from the outside world and increasingly begins to exist only for itself. We can also recognize a team in a coffee house. In his model called Tribal Leadership, David Logan describes 5 different team moods, cultures. They have a well-recognizable point of view, vocabulary, efficiency, and usually characterize the mood and norm of an entire team. Those who belong to the first type of culture experience that life sucks and there's no escaping it. Those in the second type are already looking outward and often talk about how good it is for others somewhere else. And of course, I'm still here in this dark corner. The third type includes pros who like to talk about how much better professionals they are than those sitting in other teams. As personal competition is still strong here, psychological security is lacking. The fourth type turns inwards and creates a family atmosphere. They are proud of their successes, their norms, their established efficiency, and they feel a little sorry for the other teams. The fifth type is very rare. They are the ones who challenge the status quo. They keep looking for opportunities to improve their organization, themselves, and the world. In an agile organization, the task of agile coaches is only to revive this effective, self-organizing, constantly developing approach in as many teams as possible. When an organization is made up of many teams, there's a need to develop synchrony among them as well. However, the team of teams cannot grow culturally above 150 members. This number was suggested by British anthropologist Robin Dunbar based on his observations. It seems to be the upper limit of the loose personal relationships that today's man can maintain at the same time. This is the upper limit of a team that can be kept together without external regulation, with internal norms and internal culture. To work together effectively in agile organizations, people are primarily members of a squad, a team of 5 to 7 people. In a scaled agile operation, the tribe consisting of no more than 150 people comprises the squads working towards shared goals and serving common clientele. There is also a need for professionals working in each team to learn from each other, which is ensured by an organizational unit called a chapter as a learning community. In addition to the rhythms and meetings of the squad, there are also tribe and chapter level rhythms, meetings, and roles in a larger agile organization. Of course, the question arises whether agile team organization immediately delivers success and efficiency. What is the key to a truly successful team? In 2012, Google launched a study called Project Aristotle. 180 teams were surveyed to look for the most important characteristics of the excellent teams. At first, no usable patterns were found. The personality traits, temperament, abilities of the team members, the depth of their friendship, relationship did not bring results. Then they started examining team norms, the internal rules that team members followed explicitly or implicitly, and that's where the realizations came from. The following 5 team factors have been identified for excellent teams. The 5th is impact. We are the best in what we are doing, we have impact on our environment, and we create real change. The 4th is meaning. What we do is important to each of us personally. The 3rd is clear structure, in which each team member knows what his or her role is. The commitments and goals are clear. The 2nd is reliability. It feels good to be able to finish what we undertake. And the number 1 common feature of the most effective teams turned out to be psychological safety. Team members feel safe with each other, so they dare to experiment and show their weaknesses to their teammates. No cynicism, no judgment, no fear. The team is also their community. The research clearly shows the direction in which our agile teams should be developed in order to be really attractive and powerful for us at the same time. Like creating and nurturing psychological safety, supporting an improvement-seeking attitude, and strengthening self-organization on a day-to-day basis.